Now what I'd like to do is show you how to set up your Twitter account. So the first thing you want to do is go to twitter.com and then you're going to log in with your new username and password. So now instead of new to Twitter, you're going to put your email address and the password you said you would remember, and you're going to log in to Twitter. Logging in takes you to your home page. So this is my Twitter page. Your Twitter page has highlighted that this is your home. This is the start page, if you will, for Twitter. Then there are notifications, which if you click on, you'll be brought to a different page. And then there are messages. Again, if you click on that, you'll be brought to a messages page. We'll go over all of this when we learn how to use the basics of Twitter. For now, we're thinking about how to set up. So what you want to do to set up your Twitter is go to what will be your egg or your icon. And what this does is it brings you to your profile and your settings. So you want to go to View Profile to look at just your own page. And what you'll notice is that home, notifications, or messages are not in blue. They haven't been highlighted because you're on your own page. So this is what my Twitter page looks like. What you'll want to do is edit your profile. When you edit your profile, you're able to change your profile photo, change your header photo, and change your bio. That's this information right here. You can change your name on Twitter. You can also change your location, add your website, your birthday, and your theme. So all of this is really allowing you to manage what your Twitter page looks like and the information you have available for the public. If you click on the image, you're able to upload a photo from your computer. You're able to take a photo from your computer, or you're able to remove the current photograph that you have in its place. If you don't want to do any of those things, cancel. I already have a photograph, but just to show you, if I want to upload a photo from my computer, I'd go to Upload. I'd choose where I had my file saved, as in my pictures, and then all I have to do is select an image from that file. Same with your header. You click right on here. You can upload a photo. You see you don't have the option to take an image from your computer here, but you do have an option to remove your file. Down below, you simply type into the box when it's when you've highlighted it, and you'll see that my cursor is here. You can change your name. You can put in a biography, a little bit about you, what it is you're interested in, why it is you use Twitter, where you're from, Connecticut, USA. You can add a link to your website here if you wish, and you can add your birthday. When you're done creating your profile on Twitter, you want to save your changes, and then it will tell you that your profile has been saved. And this information will look very different when you're on your own Twitter page if you've changed it. The next thing that I want to show you is how to manage your settings on Twitter. Okay, so this is our profile. Now I want to talk to you about your settings. So we're going to go again, now you should have a picture instead of your little egg, to your profile and settings, and we're going to go down to settings. Clicked on settings, and it gives me a variety of different settings that I can manage for my own Twitter. The first is my actual account, which is pretty easy. This is what came up when we were setting up our account, which has our username, our email address, the language, our time zone, what our content is, our tweet media, if you want to be informed how sensitive that is, whether or not you want videos to autoplay, and if you want to archive your Twitter. If you change anything on this page, and that goes for every different setting that we have, you want to save changes when you're done. Oftentimes when you save changes, if there are changes that are important, they're going to ask you to put in your password, which is why it's really important that you chose a password you can remember. So the next thing I want to show you is security and privacy. This has a lot to do with how public your Twitter account actually is. If you log in from different computers or different devices such as an iPad or a mobile phone, this is asking if you want Twitter to verify every different time that you've logged in through an app. I don't do that, but you may want to. Your password reset. If you want to have a security question, if you will, if you want to reset your password, you could check this box. If you want a code to be sent to you when you log in, you can check this box. Now when it gets down to privacy, do you want people to be able to tag you in tweets and photos that they share? If you want that communication to happen and be public, go ahead and click on Allow Anyone. If you only want people that you follow, you can click Only People I Follow. And if you don't want it to happen at all, just go ahead and click Don't Allow Anyone to Tag Me. The same with your tweet privacy. If you want your tweets to only be seen by people who follow you, go ahead and say Protect My Tweets. If you want to add a location, meaning people can tell where you're tweeting from, which is really one of the fun parts about Twitter, you can go ahead and click here. If you want people to be able to find you by your email address, go ahead and make sure this box is clicked. If you want your web browser to tailor your tweets based on recent websites, go ahead and click here. If that is too much searchability for you, then make sure that it's not. If you want them to promote content, that means show you different Twitter accounts based on information you use when you're on the web, go ahead and click here. Again, if you don't want that, if that's too much for you, just make sure it isn't clicked. Twitter for teams. So if you Twitter for an organization or if you Twitter for your district, you can allow anyone to add you to a team to tweet for them, which can be really great if you're active on Twitter. If you're not, it's okay to go down here and say, don't add me to teams, I just want to tweet for myself. Click here if you want to be able to receive direct messages from anyone. Those are personal messages. Unclick if you want to. I don't receive direct messages from anyone that I don't follow. Once you've done all that, go ahead and save your changes. And this is where I said you're going to have to type in your password if you want these changes to save. These are important setting changes. So I'm going to have to type my password in. Password, if I want to reset my password, is right here. Cards and shipping, if you use Twitter for payment, if this was organizational, we could go through here. But it's not, this is for education purposes, so I'm going to skip these two. Go right to mobile if you're using this for your mobile phone, and I can add my phone number. If I want to be text confirmation code instead of emailed one. But again, if you pay for text messages, I wouldn't do this. You can also download the mobile app right here from the twitter.com. If you're on a mobile phone using twitter.com, make sure you switch over to the app. Then email notifications. Email me when. How many emails do you want to get from Twitter? Oftentimes, I don't like to get a lot of emails from Twitter. So you can go ahead and just turn off all email notifications. Right here where it says email is enabled, just go ahead and turn that off. Or you can go through and you can tailor the types of emails you'd like to get about your Twitter account. So oftentimes people want to be emailed when they get a direct message because that's a personal message. So they'd keep this box checked. Things like my tweet is retweeted, if that happens often enough, getting an email about it may be too frequent for you. So you could go ahead and uncheck that box. All of these are going to be very personal. So you go through and you decide, I would read through what they are, what they say, and decide whether or not you want to get an email about that. Now, if you use your mobile phone, it will be the same mobile notifications. These are notifications that happen on Twitter itself. It says web notifications. And those will come up here in your notifications. I keep all notifications on the web because that's the reason to check Twitter. Find friends is if you want to be able to import contacts from the email that you're using for Twitter. Blocked accounts is if you ever experience any spam situations, you can add people to your Twitter to block. If you see that I've blocked a few users that sent spam because I don't want them invading my Twitter with direct messages or retweeting me in any of their tweets. And then you can go through and you can look at the design of your Twitter. You can control whether or not you have it on applications to different devices. You can add it as a widget, of course, if you don't use a device that carries applications. And then you can look overall at your Twitter data if you type in your passwords, which just sort of shows your login use, how many tweets you have, and information about when it's being used. This is especially helpful if you experience a Twitter hack. So that is the basics of your setup. That means that we've created a profile for you, and we've also gone through your settings and modified them to meet your needs on Twitter. When you're done doing this, if you no longer want to be logged in, again, go up to your icon and hit log out.